Hey everybody, I'm the real Randy. Yes, I'm the real Randy. All you other Randys are just fine and dandy. So won't the real Randy please stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Please stand up. Hey everybody. I haven't done a stream in quite a while. I haven't done a stream by myself in a long old time. So I thought I would give y'all a shout out. What's up, Larry Tate? This is the real Randy. This is me. So, yeah, I thought I would give you all an update. I got lots of stuff going on for the next 2 months. So, I just thought I'd let y'all in on what's going on and what's going down. So, the first thing I want to talk about today is Captain Marvel. Um, the thing about Captain Marvel is I like the character, not the movie character, but the comic book character. And, a lot of people are saying Captain Marvel is a lost cause. I don't think Captain Marvel is a lost cause. I don't think it is an uncrackable code that nobody will be able to solve. I definitely think there is a lot of potential for the Captain Marvel character. And I've actually come up with a list of things that Marvel needs to do if they want to make a successful Captain Marvel movie. So, and I've got it right here. So, got all that right there. So, there it is. And I'm going to be going over some of this stuff because, again, I mean, I'm only familiar with the character from the movie, and I did find Brie Larson to be a little bit insufferable. But I think if the character was handled correctly, it could be a really fantastic character, and I think it could be a really fantastic franchise. So I am going to go over some of my notes right now. And there's basically, let me see, one, two, three, four, five. There's basically six problems that I see with Captain Marvel. And it's these problems are really super simple and easy to fix. Again, I'm going to say it again. Captain Marvel is not like a Pandora's box that cannot be unsolved. This can totally be solved, and I'm going to go over the 6 points right now and show you that it can be solved. So, number one is she has no personality. You know, which isn't totally true. Captain Marvel is self-righteous and sarcastic and thinks she's better than everybody. That actually is Captain Marvel's personality right now. But you need to give her some other trait, like make her perky, quirky, or dim or something like that. And Captain Marvel actually shares a lot in common with Captain America. And the thing is that Captain America and Captain Marvel both have the same thing. They were out of the loop for a while. They came back, and Captain America really played up the disconnect between the time he used to be in and the time it is now. Like in Captain America, like the Winter Soldier, and even in the Avengers, there was this thing where, like, Captain Marvel or Captain America was like, "Oh, I get that reference," because he's been out of the loop for a while. And then, like in Captain America: The Winter Soldier, he had these he had these lists, like lists of things that I miss and things that I don't want to see, or things that I want to see. Hey, what's up, ears? Bung and chung in the chat, bunging it up and chunging it up, and gunging and vunging, and yeah. So yeah, I mean, and Captain Marvel had the exact same thing. There was, Captain Marvel was out of the loop. She left in the 80s and she didn't come back until the 90s. And then she's been here, since 2000, since the 2000s. So, if I were writing Captain Marvel, I would really play up that disconnect. Like maybe she comes back to Earth and she's like, "What's a DVD?" And they go, "Oh, it's like a CD, but for video." And she's like, "What's a CD?" So really play up that disconnect, and you could even bring in a Captain Marvel from the multiverse, a totally different Captain Marvel to replace the one we got now. Yeah. I would just give her a new dominant personality trait. Like, what I would do is I would give Captain Marvel a nanovirus, and that lowers her power level, because the next two things are related. She has no character growth. Captain Marvel does not grow one single bit in any of her movies, and that needs to be addressed, and that needs to be dealt with. I mean, you can't do that. So again, create a trauma for her to overcome. Like maybe she crash lands on an alien planet, and she has to, like, learn new etiquette and how to be like prim and proper and feminine, and embrace her feminine side. And that could be the lesson that Captain Marvel learns. Or like maybe she has to, like, band together with some soldiers, and then she learns she can't do everything by herself. She's great. She can go higher, faster, stronger, but at the end of the day, she still needs help from her male counterparts and her female counterparts, something like that. And then the third thing that's wrong with Captain Marvel is that she is OP as hell. She is way, way, way overpowered. Somebody told me in the Marvels that Captain Marvel goes into a sun and reignites the sun with her powers. I was like, do you know how big our sun is? Our sun is like 1,000,000 times bigger than the Earth is. And she's just going to fly into it and ignite the Earth. Yeah, what's up, Fears Vlogs? This is Randall. That is I. Randall Dandle, Gung Dung, Chung Bung, Zung Gung Lung. Yes, she's overpowered as hell. And again, I think if somebody, gave Captain Marvel a virus, like let's say there's some sort of weird mad scientist, and that mad scientist, like, gives her like a little nanovirus that lowers her power level. So instead of being overpowered and having the power to ignite a sun, maybe this Captain Marvel, she needs to work together with people to get things done. And when she works together with people, she learns a little bit of leadership, learns little bit of how to survive without just like power slamming through a ship. I think that would be good. And then the fourth problem with Captain Marvel is her character is rude and she displays no emotions. And I really don't think that's a problem with Captain Marvel, the character. I really don't. I want to weigh in on this talk, please. All right. I'll give you a call, Fierce. We'll get Fears in here because he wants to weigh in on this.
Randall.
Hey, what's up?
Nothing much. Can the fans hear me?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay. I just wanted you to put me on speakerphone so they could hear me. So we're talking about superheroes, and I wanted to weigh in on it.
Well, we're talking about Captain Marvel and how to fix her.
Okay, so, first I want to give my thoughts on Captain Marvel. And then I just want to weigh in on her, and then I want to weigh in on superheroes in general.
Lucky Chucky is here. We don't want to get off topic, though, Fierce.
No. We're staying on topic, Randall.
Okay.
So I see Lucky Chucky and this is Immortal.
What up, Tender Immortal? What up, Lucky Chucky?
So Randall, so you're saying what is wrong with Captain Marvel?
Yeah. I've got 6 things. Number 1, she has no personality. She has no character growth. She's overpowered. Her character is rude. She has no good villains. And she really doesn't have any good directors to direct her.
So these are all good points, Randall. Yeah. I think to change her, make her less rude, make her superhero suit tighter, more tits and ass.
Yeah, right.
costume a little bit tighter, tips and ass, make her nicer, make her say, hey, look, bitch, you get in line here.
Uh-huh.
Get in order.
Well, one of the things I was going to tackle her character being rude. I really don't think it's a problem with the character as she's written. I think it's a problem with the actress who plays her, because the actress who plays her is really rude, and she said a lot of people. I don't think hate the Captain Marvel character; they hate the actress who plays her, because she's said several things and several sexist things. I'm going to tell you now, Fierce. So she said several like sexist things, and like, she's like, I don't need some 40-year-old white dude to tell me what to do with my movie. And she's done several interviews with her co-stars, and her co-stars look like they hate her. When she did the press screenings for Avengers, oh my God, they look like they wanted to murder her.
Why do you think she's always rude?
I just think that's her personality, and people don't like it. And I think that the key to nailing Captain Marvel is, number one, change the actress. Get rid of her.
So, Randall, let me weigh in on this. Has she ever been nice ever?
Yeah, she has been nice a few times, but like almost all the interviews after Captain Marvel 1, she's been pissy. Like, there was one reporter who talked to her and said, hey, are you going to play Captain Marvel again? And she's like, oh, well, people don't want me to play the character, so I guess whatever they want. Yeah, whatever,
Oh, wow. I see Tyler the Hacker in the chat.
Yeah.
God, I haven't seen that guy in a long time. Wow,
Yeah.
what's up? A blast from the past.
Wow. Tyler says, the girl who plays Miss Marvel seems like a good bean. I liked her on her show. Oh.
Well, Randall, to each their own.
Yeah.
Listen, I like her a bit, and then I don't like her. There's a few things that the Fierce staff would change.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go into that in just a minute. But Tyler, it's good to see you again.
Well, I'm going to go through my points first, Fears, and then we can let you weigh in on your stuff.
Oh, I thought you were done. Okay, go ahead.
No, I wasn't done. I'm not even close to done. I haven't even gotten halfway into my notes.
Well, do you mind if, I've only got a couple, so do you mind if I,
yeah, after mine, because this is my stream, and, we're here to hear my thoughts. I was doing the stream because, it's been a while since I'd done a stream all by myself here,
yeah,
so.
I know, I'm just saying, since, we both like superheroes, I thought I could weigh in on this.
Yeah, but this isn't just about superheroes. This is just about Miss Captain Marvel and how to fix her. And I've got several ideas, and, I kind of, want to.
That's what I'm saying. I want to weigh in on her, what we're talking about, like her.
Yeah. But yeah, let me get through my points first, Fears, and then we'll get to your stuff, okay?
All right, go ahead.
So her character is rude, displays no emotion. Again, I don't think this is a problem with the character. I think you need to change the actress. I think you need to boot her out and, kick her out. And then another thing is she has no good villains.
All right.
And like Captain Marvel, nobody can name not one Captain Marvel villain. It's tough. So my solution to that would just be to reuse somebody else's villain. Marvel characters cross-pollinate all the time. So I would use like Doctor Doom, or like maybe one of the, Mole Man or something like that, or a villain from a different franchise, because Marvel, a lot of these villains cross over and, break into other stuff. So, and then another thing that I think is wrong, huh?
I think these are all good points. So, if you got rid of Brie, what actress would you see in as Captain Marvel?
What actress would I see? I think Haley Bennett would do a good job. Haley Bennett looks exactly like a clone of Jennifer Lawrence, and Haley Bennett really hasn't attached herself to any superhero characters, and she hasn't done one in quite a while. So I think she would do a good, suitable job.
She's a good actress. I want to give a personal shout out to everybody in the chat. It's been a long time since I've seen Exhumed, Visions, and Tyler, so shout out to those guys, but shout out to everyone. So good to see you again, Vision.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say hi. It's been a while,
Yeah.
Good to see you again.
And then another thing that I think is a problem with Marvel in general, not just Captain Marvel, but for all their films, is the problem with Marvel is that they're trying to find the next Steven Spielberg when Steven Spielberg is available. Like there are tons of really cool, good A-list directors out there that I'm sure would love to give a Marvel film a shot. Like Martin Scorsese has denigrated Marvel films, and I think, if he got a chance to direct one, he could probably, set them in the right direction and, maybe fix their universe for them,
Randall, as always, Vision has got that great dark humor. He says, who is that? Oh, you know who this is. It's the Spears Man. Good to see you again, my friend.
Eddie M, I wish I had Super Chat. I would really enjoy that $2. I'd get an energy drink.
Randall,
unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to go with the Dr. Pepper.
Randall, you will get those Super Chats one day. But listen, I've got Super Chats, and I've only gotten a few in my lifetime.
I was gonna do a video for my 300th of subscribe, but so many people have subscribed since then. I mean, like, I've gotten a very, very steady flow of subscribers. Like I've been getting like one or two every day.
I know. I'm very proud of you, man. Congrats on hitting over 300 subs. That's big, Randall.
Yeah. And, I think there are tons of directors that would do really good for Marvel films. Like, I think David Fincher would do a good job. James Cameron would do a job. Chris Nolan, Quentin Tarantino, Tim Burton, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg, Sam Raimi, Martin Scorsese, Paul Verhoeven, and Michael Bay. All of those are big, like, huge brand name directors. And I think if they got a chance to do a Marvel film, I think they would do a bang up job. And again, it's a case of Marvel, trying to find the next Spielberg when Spielberg is available. Like Marvel, give him a call. Just say hello,
Oh, I hear you. So my next question for you is, so your first thing was change the actress. That was your first point. The second point leads me to another question. You said all these directors would have a chance to direct. Which director would you see in your mind right now being the perfect director to direct a new Marvel movie with a new Marvel actress playing the character?
I would go with Michael Bay. I really would. Because, I mean, he's colorful. He's got a strong visual style. He doesn't direct actors too well, but, again, if they got a good script, and one of the main things that I would do with Captain Marvel is I would give her, give her a handicap, make a scientist, make a nanovirus that depowers her. So she has to learn to be a leader, and she has to learn to work together with people and, learn to be a leader.
These are all good points. So you would change the attitude, the actress, the director. What else,
Randall? Tyler the Hacker says Raimi did do a Marvel movie. Yeah, and visually it was a masterpiece. I thought, visually, Captain or Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, from a visual perspective and from a styles perspective, I thought he did a good job. And Raimi not only did Doctor Strange, but he also did the first three Spider-Man movies, and Spider-Man 1 and 2 are some great movies.
The next question is would you change it up for costume?
No, I don't really have any problems with her costume. I have a problem with the woman filling it out. Again, I would get Haley Bennett. Haley Bennett is a solid actress. She hasn't been in any superhero movies as far as I know. And again, she looks like a Jennifer Lawrence clone. She looks exactly like Jennifer Lawrence. So I think she's definitely pretty enough to handle the suit.
I hear you, Randall. She's not bad looking,
Yeah.
Great actress. So is there anything else that you would change? What's another viewpoint? What else would a new Captain Marvel need?
Well, I mean, you say it was my first point. I had many points before you came in. again, I'll go over the points. She has no personality. That's really easy to fix. Just with this nanovirus, you could have some of the side effects being like a lower power level. Maybe she has like sporadic memory loss. Maybe she has a change in memory or like lower IQ or something, and she has to learn to like lean on others and work together with people in order to, do their thing.
Nice.
Yeah. I would definitely, yeah.
I would just wait until you were done with your viewpoints, Randall. I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so to the fans and to Randall makes all good points. So you got changed attitude, better villains, leave the suit the same, better less attitude, new director. Here's what I do, Randall. We hunt through Hollywood, like kind of, slinky strip clubs, right? We find hot flowing model strippers, more tits and ass, tighter suits, long brown hair, forget the blonde, no redheads, right? I mean, really, slutty.
Yeah.
And then got to have like a slutty like woman, and they have like a slutty villain / superhero woman, like girl on girl fight. And then fierce man has to come in between the two women and work it out. Fierce man would take on women and whatnot.
Yeah. Tyler Hacker makes a good point. He says, I feel like most highly regarded Hollywood directors are avoiding Marvel movies. And that is true. And it's sad because I really think a lot of these Marvel movies have a lot of potential if they had the right talent in them. They just don't have the right talent.
Randall, what do you think about my changes? What do you think?
Yeah, they're good.
Nice. Randall, I was joking the whole time. I just wanted to try and get a laugh out of you.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going nuts. I was like, strip club, get some really like sultriest, like no acting experience, hook her up.
Eddie M says this stream is lit.
Well, I think the better question is, why wouldn't it be lit? You got the myth, the man, my best friend, the legend that is Randall Brown. Hey, no, here's my real point. I was joking with that. So, I like the actress. For some reason, she's got a bit of an attitude, right? So hopefully less attitude. I agree with you. I wouldn't change the suit. The suit actually is pretty cool.
That's one thing that I really do like. I do like about the Marvel universe is like the costumes I thought they've always been on point. Like the Black Panther costume was on point. Captain America costume was on point. Black Widow costume was on point. They got really close to the original source material with those costumes.
Yeah. So, my answer is going to be kind of boring, but to the fans, I would agree with Randall on these points. I agree. Leave the costume the same.
Yeah.
Turn off the attitude. Make it more of a positive superhero, because most superheroes have I'm not saying all, most superheroes have a positive attitude. And then find a really good villain.
One of the things that I liked about Captain America, the First Avenger, was as a joke, they got as close as humanly possible to the actual Captain America costume as possible, and it looked hilarious. Like it was the one where he was wearing in the 50s, and they got it exactly perfect down to every detail, and they showed it like, look, if you made this costume in real life, it would look ridiculous. So like later on in the movie, like we're gonna update the costume so it doesn't look ridiculous. And then in Avengers, they kind of like really got it right and down to a fine science,
Well, Randall, the reason why they did that is because that's what it's like in the comics. It starts off in that kind of political costume that's kind of crap. Because at first he's not a superhero. In the comics, they make him as a political statement to get people to join the war. And then so on and so forth, he he changes his costume and as he gets more and more in tune into the superhero format.
Yeah.
I haven't read a lot of comics, but before my dad died, my dad had tons of old Iron Man comic books and tons of old Superman and Captain America. And I read some of the old Captain America ones that my dad collected, and I've still got them in storage, and I used to read some of them. And I remember that. So they do that on purpose, though. Here's what I'm saying about Captain Marvel. I'm trying to stay on point here. So, the points I would say to the fans and to you, guys out there listening, my answer is going to be probably very boring compared to Randall's. Don't change the costume. Change the costume. The costume looks great. Love to see a new actress try it. And then I agree with Randall. Try a different director. I'm not saying and then probably find a good villain, like a really good villain.
Yeah, and again, a lot of franchises cross over, and I think there's tons of villains out there that are actually for other superhero teams, but could work just as well as in for Captain Marvel. Like Agatha Harkness, or like Scarlet Witch could be a villain, or Doctor Doom. Yeah, I think Doctor Doom would be pretty cool too, and it would kind of fit in with my my little plot point of like Doctor Doom creates like a nanovirus that depowers Captain Marvel, and he's trying to like steal her powers so he can have it himself and like rebuild his face and stuff. So yeah, again, I really think like a nanovirus to kind of tone down Captain Marvel's powers would definitely. Again, it would cause her to grow because she would have to like learn to work with other people and be a leader instead of just be like, oh, I'm just gonna shoot into the sun and reignite the sun. And it's like, if you're that powerful, like, why do you even need other people in your in the universe?
Okay, here's a question, Randall. So you make all the changes, they get the movie going. What's the world crisis that Captain Marvel has to take down? Like, what's the villain trying to do that she has to stop the villain from doing? Like global hunger, anti-war. Like, what is it?
I think if she like went to another planet and fought on another planet, like fought for the safety of another planet, that'd be kind of cool. Because a lot of these battles are too Earth based. That's one thing that I liked about Thor Ragnarok and some of the other Marvel movies where they go to other planets and they mess around, because the Captain Marvel can like go out into the universe. So if she has that ability, she definitely should, number one, use that ability. Go to an alien planet, try to save another planet, from destruction.
So go to a different planet and save aliens on their planet from some catastrophic doom.
Yeah. Tyler the Hacker says Thanos or Galactus would be good. And Thanos died, but it's a comic book movie. You can always bring him back. There's always ways to bring comic book movies villains back.
Go to a different planet, and all the aliens look like Gillian Harper, and they have to save the Gillian Harper race.
Yeah, right.
Yummy Gillian, I got it. The Yummy Gillian race. How about that?
Yeah. Quattro says they should bring back Thanos. I agree. Yeah, bringing Thanos back would definitely be a good turn. Number one, the actor they got to play him was a really serious actor. I forget his name, but he's Josh Brolin. Josh Brolin did a fantastic job as Thanos. And I think everybody likes Thanos. I think the reason why is because Josh Brolin is a really good actor. And not only was he Thanos, he was also Cable in the Deadpool movie. So.
Well, he's a very good actor. And the very first acting he played. Did you know that?
Say it again.
I said he is a good actor, but his very first acting gig. Did you know that he was Brand in the Goonies?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he plays Mikey's older brother in the Goonies.
Oh, cool.
Professional acting gig.
Quattro says, I wish they would have Daniel Day-Lewis as the Silver Surfer. Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis is a solid actor. He's always good in everything he does. He actually retired from acting with his last role. I mean, that's what he said. And like Daniel Day-Lewis was always like a very major method actor. Like for the movie My Left Foot, he went everywhere in a wheelchair and he made people like roll him around in a wheelchair. And then for Last of the Mohicans, he learned how to trap and skin animals. And then when he played the role of Bill the Butcher in the movie Gangs of New York, he actually learned to butcher meat and how to throw knives. And you see that in the movie. And in the movie Gangs of New York, when he's throwing the knife at Cameron Diaz's feet, that's not CGI. That's actually Daniel Day-Lewis throwing the knife at her feet, and he had pinpoint accuracy.
Randall, that's called method acting.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said.
I know. Well, I was just agreeing with you. Method acting.
Oh, okay.
My two favorite performances that he's ever been in is and the two solid performances, my friend.
Tyler the Hacker says, there's going to be a Cable Thanos joke in Deadpool 3. Yeah, definitely. And, Sean Levy is the person who's directing Cable 3 or Deadpool 3. And I'm not a fan of Sean Levy. He did the movie Free Guy. I didn't see that movie, but it didn't seem like it was going to rock the world. I don't think it, I don't know.
Well, Randall, thanks for letting me be on the show. I'm going to go because I have to go to work later. I need to get some sleepy time, but thanks for letting me on the show and weigh in, my friend. I'll let you get back to the fans. I gave the show 2 likes, my friend.
Okay, cool.
Also, tell the fans about this weekend. We're hanging out, me and Randall this weekend, but Randall, you give them more details.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
All right. I'll call you in a day or two, buddy. Peace out. And shout out to everybody in the chat. And Piers loves you. Piers cares about you. You guys have a wonderful night.
All right. Bye. So, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing with, and again, I don't think Captain Marvel is an uncrackable code that nobody will be able to figure out. I think, there's some very simple things that they've got to do to fix the character. I don't think that Captain Marvel is unsalvageable. I don't think they should cancel Captain Marvel 2. Again, I think a lot of people like the character. I'm not talking about the actress or the character from the movies. I'm talking about the comic book character. There's lots of people who like the original comic book character of Captain Marvel and still want to see that character portrayed correctly on the screen. And again, the Captain Marvel movie character, I think, has a lot of potential. Again, if they did it right, they could really set the world on fire with this movie, but I just don't think they've been handling it right. Again, one of the major problems with Marvel movies is they're trying to find the next Steven Spielberg. When Steven Spielberg is available, just call him up. Say, hey, Steven, we want you to do a Marvel movie. Come on and do it. I mean, I could almost guarantee a success if you got like a big, huge name, not somebody that's had like 1 or 2 hits under the belts. Like, I mean, the chick who did Eternals had Nomadland, which was an Oscar winning movie under her belt, but that was one movie. Like that was one good movie. You can't. Again, I understand the mentality. Like, oh, she did this Oscar-winning movie, so we'll give her a chance, and maybe she'll turn out, a fantastic movie. And I understand the mentality, but I think it has burned them on too many instances. You really need somebody big. And again, with Sam Raimi's Multiverse of Madness, I don't think that was Sam Raimi's fault. I think the script. Again, a lot of these problems aren't even issues with the directors or the actors. A lot of these problems are from one thing. It's the script. You need to fix the script. You need to have a good story. And, like all the best directing in the world and the greatest actors of all time aren't going to fix a crappy story. They aren't going to do it. I'm sorry. Um, who is that guy on the phone? I don't know. I got the feeling they're looking for the next big director. Honestly, it feels like they're just pumping them out. Yeah. Again, Tyler Hacker, I think you're 100% completely right on that point. Again, they're looking for. It's kind of like Paul W.S. Anderson, Paul W.S. Anderson didn't do anything before Mortal Kombat. He did one movie. He did Shopping, and Shopping was not a big, huge, set the world on fire movie. But then his next movie, Mortal Kombat, was a giant success. Mortal Kombat 1 was made for $90 million and it made like 400 or 500 million in the box office. So it made its investment back like about 4 or 5 times what they put into it. And then Paul W.S. Anderson goes on to do Event Horizon, which was a really good, sci-fi film. It was like The Shining in space. And then he did Soldier with Kurt Russell, which had a good script. It was a solid, simple story. And then he went on to do some other films. Some of those other films weren't eventful, like Paul W.S. Anderson actually did a movie with his wife called The Three Musketeers with a female cast. I don't even think anybody remembers that movie, but he did Resident Evil, and that Resident Evil franchise blew up. I think that movie had like 8 or 9 or 10 sequels. Like it had the 7 or 8 movies with Paul Anderson, and then it had such an engine and steam behind it that they kept on going like 2 or 3 movies after that. But yeah. Do you think Marvel Scorsese will ever make a Marvel movie? I would really like to see that. He was involved with the making of Joker. I believe Martin Scorsese was one of the producers on Joker, and you saw how that blew up. So, I think most part, I don't think producers have much influence, but I'm kind of like changing my tune because, Kathleen Kennedy has taken Star Wars and she has just run it into the ground. I do not know what she is doing. I mean, everybody has pointed out her flaws, and it just seems like she is hell bent. I don't know, like maybe she came on to George Lucas and he jilted her, so she's like, "I'm gonna kill your baby." I don't know why. I mean, there's been tons of videos on how to fix Star Wars and how to fix the universe of Star Wars, but she just seems to be just running these movies into the ground. Like it's kind of like potholes in the road. It's like what had to happen to create this pothole? Like I drive down the street all the times, and I'm like, it takes a jackhammer to like crack asphalt. Something like major really had to happen for something to cause this big, huge, gaping hole in the asphalt. And I kind of feel like that's the exact same thing with the Star Wars universe. I'm like, you have got to have some majorly gigantic, huge, epic F ups to F up something as awesome as Star Wars, Uh, there's something. Do you see that second one was announced? Uh, the second Joker, Tyler the Hacker. I am going to do a video on Mia Sarah's Harley Quinn, and I'm going to go into the Harley Quinns that have already been around. But, like honestly, Mia Sarah is my favorite Harley Quinn from the Birds of Prey TV series. Not Birds of Prey the movie, Birds of Prey the TV series, because I think Mia Sarah really nailed the concept of the character. I mean, the concept of the character hasn't really been done right in any of the movies, because like the beginnings of Birds of Prey the movie, the little cartoon intro at the beginning, it makes it very clear. Like Harley is the mastermind. Harley is the one who makes the Joker's plan works. Harley's the one who deserves all the credit. But in the movies and in the cartoons and in Suicide Squad and the Suicide Squad, none of that comes across. Harley comes across as a giant ditz. And that was not so with Mia Sara's Harley Quinn. Like she really, I mean, Harley Quinn, the character, is a PhD. She has her doctorate. Now, in the Mad Love comic books, they imply that Harley Quinn slept her way to the top. That she wasn't really smart, and that she is just kind of a ditz, and that she really didn't deserve her PhD. But I really think Mia Sara nailed the, like, this is the intelligent person who really was the mastermind of the Joker's plans. This is the person who was responsible for all the great plans that Joker did. That's why I really like the Mia Sara Harley Quinn. I really think she nailed the concept of the character in a way that none of the other cartoons or movies did. I like the Big Bang chick in the Harley Quinn TV show. I think the chicken. I think the chicken Harley Quinn is Mila Kunis. I believe. I'm not sure. I think it is. I mean, was the Big Bang chick? Did she play a different character in Harley Quinn? Because Harley Quinn is Mila Kunis, definitely not Mila. Damn it! Now I got to look this up. I'm gonna go. Who is Harley Quinn in Harley Quinn? Oh, you know what? Hold on. Who is Harley Quinn in the Harley Quinn cartoon? Oh, you know what? It's not Mila Kunis. It is. Let's see, who is it? Kaylee Coco. You were correct. I was incorrect. Kaylee Kuko. Oh, you had it right there. Darn it. Sorry about that, Tyler Hacker. Wow. All this time I thought it was Mila Kunis. Oh, damn. Is there egg on my face right now? Yeah. Wow. Thanks for updating me then on Tyler. Uh, dang. But yeah. So again, I'm just gonna do a quick recap of how I would fix Captain Marvel if they let me do the script. Again, she has no personality. I would get Doctor Doom to give her a nanovirus. Maybe she has like sporadic memory loss, personality change. Give her a defining feature. Because, like a lot of the really great cartoons over the years have featured characters with like one dominant personality trait. A great example is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers. Like in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, they say their personalities at the very beginning of the show. Leonardo's a leader, Don works with machines, Raphael's cool but rude, and Michelangelo is a party dude. Like that is their characters, and I think a lot of people could learn a lot from TMNT because there are scores of movies, comic books, cartoons based on the Ninja Turtles, and I really think that those characters having those solid defined traits really helps them. And I actually saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. It was not that bad. The one with Jackie Chan as Splinter, it wasn't that bad. It was a little bit woke. I didn't like that they made April short, fat, and dumpy. I mean, I'm fat and dumpy, but I wouldn't put me in a movie. Like Cameo Man is essentially supposed to be me, but I wouldn't put me in the Cameo Man movie. I'd put somebody fit and somebody athletic. Somebody who looks like they could actually be a superhero. I think it makes. I think you're too stuck on Doom being Marvel's first villain. I don't believe I ever said he was the first villain, but I think that Doctor Doom I think that he could be a good villain for somebody else other than the Fantastic Four. Makes sense if comic was like 100 years of history. I don't think I ever said he was the Marvel's first villain. I think I said he was my first choice for who would be able to play a villain for Captain Marvel. Again, there's too many. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of villains to go around for people, and I really do, you know, like I just watched a video with somebody saying that Captain Marvel's villain right now kind of resembles a disgruntled librarian, and I thought that was freaking hilarious. I thought that was so funny. Because she does look like a librarian. She's not intimidating at all. If you look at a character like Hela from Thor Ragnarok, Hela is, she's sexy, she's imposing, she's in good shape. She's got that, like, that crown of thorns that she wears. Like, I mean, and she establishes herself very immediately as, like Thor throws her hammer at it and she just crushes it with her palm. I mean, uh is this a hypothetical rework of the movie or just a hypothetical movie? A hypothetical movie. Technically, Captain Marvel 2 isn't out yet. Like technically, the Marvels is its own kind of like thing. So it's kind of like Man of Steel. Man of Steel never got a direct sequel. Man of Steel, the sequel to that basically turned into Batman versus Superman. And then the sequel to that got basically turned into Justice League. But the Marvels, I mean, the title is The Marvels. It's not Captain Marvel 2. So I think, like they have an option to do Captain Marvel 2. And you could even replace Brie Larson and have it make sense in continuity, with the whole multiverse or stuff. Just bring in a Captain Marvel from a different multiverse, have it be Haley Bennett or something. I really think Haley Bennett did a really good job in the Magnificent Seven. She was really a cool character, and I think she's ripe for Marvel. She hasn't had a big Marvel role yet, or a DC role yet, so I think she'd be a good actress. There are a few other actresses that I like. Ivana Lynch is a good actress, but she's a little bit too frail and weak for a to play a superhero. I mean, like her character in Harry Potter was kind of like, oh, she's like the innocent one who wouldn't hurt a fly. So, but there are tons of other actresses out there that I think would be good for Captain Marvel. I can't think of any offhand, but yeah, I don't think she's type. The Marvels is definitely Captain Marvel too. I don't think she's had the hype to lead a movie by herself. Yeah. Well, again, like Man of Steel really didn't have Man of Steel 2. And again, like Batman versus Superman was technically Man of Steel 2, but I still feel like the Superman movie and Captain Marvel both deserve like a movie that is unequivocally Superman or unequivocally Captain Marvel. They still have a chance to recover because again, I mean, I know Captain Marvel's in it and she's the leader, but let me just say this: they still have a chance to make a movie called Captain Marvel 2. I think we can. I think we can agree on that point. Like they can reset the character. They can do tons of things that would fix it. And again, like I said, this is not an unfixable problem. This is not like a conundrum that cannot be solved. This conundrum definitely can be solved. All you got to do is work out the story, get the story right, get the character right, be true to the comics, and I think everything will be fixed. And I think that's all I have to say on that topic for now. So I am going to switch to my next topic, NaNoWriMo. I don't know if you all. I feel like Brie Larson herself has the most connections to make them, and not want to replace her. Are there too many women superheroes? No, I don't think there's. Actually, I Quattro. I would even say I want more women superheroes. but I want them to be done right. I want them to not be woke. I want them to be like Black Widow and embrace their femininity and finesse the system like Black Widow has. And I would like to see more female superheroes, and I'd like to see a Black Widow too, to be honest. I really think that taking Scarlett Johansson out of the mix was definitely one of the things that hurt Marvel's IP. Again, Black Widow she's proud to be a woman. She's proud to be feminine. She's proud to be beautiful and sexy, and she's smart. And she doesn't do everything at the cost of making men look bad or making men minimizing men in any way. She holds her own with the big boys, and I really think Black Widow. Again, they didn't do her Marvel movie justice either. Killing off Black Widow was a big mistake. Same thing with killing off Iron Man. I think that was a big mistake too. Killing off Black Widow and killing off Iron Man is kind of like, going to a restaurant and then ordering a steak, and they give you the steak, and you have a bite of it, and they're like, oh, you know what? We're going to replace your order. Here's a bologna sandwich in place of this steak. So here's your bologna sandwich. We're going to take this 44-ounce steak and we're going to put it over here somewhere. And we'll talk to you later. All right, bye. Like, you can't replace a steak dinner with bologna sandwich. And I think that's what they've done with Iron Man. And I think that's what they've done with Black Widow, honestly. I feel like that would be way too much negative hype for Marvel Disney. They'll ever have a transgender superhero. I don't know. I think them killing off Iron Man made sense. Yeah, it made sense. Narratively, it started with him and ended with him. Yeah. Can they survive Iron Man with those Thanos snap? Yeah, they probably could use the Infinity Stones to bring Iron Man back. And again, these are comic book movies. Yeah, you got to keep that in mind. And basically, it being a comic book movie presupposes that virtually anything is possible. Sorry. Anything is possible in comic book movies. I mean, since the history of comics, they've been bringing back characters since the dawn of comics. It could be, they're from a multiverse. So we cloned them. Oh, it's her ghost. She came back from the dead. Oh, she got resurrected. Oh, it's her twin sister. Oh, it's a doppelganger. Oh, it's a shapeshifter that looks exactly like her. Like comic books have bent over backwards to reintroduce characters, and especially reintroduce characters that we love. A lot of people don't know that the Joker died in his original incarnation. The first time that the Joker was in a Batman comic, he got killed. And the only reason that he got brought back is because everybody loved the Joker. They were like, don't kill him off. We like that guy. And like, oh, you like him? Okay, we'll bring him back. He wasn't really dead. It was a joke, Like, that's one thing that a lot of people don't realize about the Joker. He died. He bit the big one in his first appearance. Everybody loved him, so they brought him back, Can they revive? Yeah. They have 3 Spider-Mans, can't have 3 Iron Mans. Yeah, I think that'd be good. I mean, Quattro, the thing with Iron Man is if you're going to have another one, and it has to be somebody with charisma. It has to be somebody, like, it's tough because Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. He is, his wit and his, they would have a really tough time replacing Robert Downey Jr. I mean, you would have to find another Academy Award-winning actor. It would have to be somebody big. And it couldn't be somebody small time. It would have to be somebody big like Tom Cruise or Brad Pitt or somebody like that. It would have to be somebody who looks really good, who has tons of charisma, who's an Oscar-winning actor, somebody that could hold his own. And Robert Downey's Jr.'s those are big, 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 big shoes to fill. Those are huge, gigantic, massive shoes to fill. Do you think Elon Musk or Mr. Beast could play an alternate universe Iron Man? Elon Musk, yeah, that'd be hilarious. I would like to see that. I think Elon Musk is kind of like the real Iron Man. I mean, he's not dashing or good looking, but Elon is he's pretty close to what the actual Iron Man would be like. Downey was in the dumps when he got the Iron Man role. Yeah, but still he was perfect for the role. Even though he was down in the dumps, I don't think I'm going to say this for certain. I'm certain that you can't just plug an unknown actor into that role and have it work. And I'm sure Marvel's going to try that, and I think that's a bad move. I don't think that's a good move. I think Tom Cruise and Robert Downey Jr. are around the world same height, so he could fit in the suit. Yeah. 5 years ago, they 100% would make him Elon Iron Man. His social credits is too low now. Yeah. Elon has his hands full with X, I think. Yeah. But so now I'm going to get into the second topic of the night, NaNoWriMo. I am writing a new novel right now. I am about 160 pages in. I'm writing 1,667 words a day. And I think I might call this new novel Theater Nerds, a Murder Mystery. That's a tentative title. It's kind of like a wonky title, so I might not use it. But basically, my novel right now is about a group of theater students who start dropping like flies. And, the lead character has to find the killer before prom and before the big play happens. So that's basically what's going on with that. Quattro says that's a good title. Theater Nerds? Yeah. I mean, it encapsulates the premise of the show. And basically, what I do with a lot of my novels and a lot of my screenplays is I pull from different realities. Like I don't start from scratch with characters typically. This has been the case for like the last 2 or 3 years. When I start a character, they're basically like somebody else with a different name. Like one of the characters is basically Jordan Peele's character Wendell from the Key and Peele TV series. And like he has a lot of the mannerisms and a lot of the stuff. I call him Will in my novel. But yeah, and like I do a lot what like Quentin Tarantino does, where I pull from my other stories. A lot of the characters from my, Candyman and from, some of my other screenplays and some of my other TV shows, a lot of those characters get cross-pollinated, and you'll see a lot of characters moving from franchise to franchise. And Candyman's love interest, Julie Pratt, is basically one of the main characters of this story. And in this story, this is basically like Julie's origin story. So if you like the Candyman character Julie Pratt, you can see where she came from, how she became a cop. Theater Nerds is basically how Julie became a cop. Hold on a second. I'm getting a call. Hello?
Hello?
Who is this?
Hey,
Mike? Oh, John, hold on. I got to do something. Hold on. Sorry about that. Little break right there. Sorry. But yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah. So yeah, I am a lot like Quentin Tarantino in the fact where I pull from tons of different realities. Like I use like books, TV shows, movies, even sometimes I borrow from Saturday Night Live. And this is something I learned from the filmmaker Ella Tier is, and this was actually Ella Tier's advice, was never start from scratch. Because and I actually pull some characters from real life. There's some characters in this story who are not real people, but they do have characteristics and traits of real people that I know. You know, so I borrow from everywhere and everything. Comic books everywhere. So yeah. Have you ever based a character on yourself? Yes, and I'm trying to avoid that. Um, Um, I am actually also writing a play right now. So not only am I writing a novel, I'm also writing a play, and the play is called "I'm a Genius, You're a Genius." And in "I'm a Genius, You're a Genius," basically, this guy moves into this apartment building, and he thinks he's uh, Sherlock Holmes, and his next door neighbor is actually an old guy with the delusion that he thinks he's Albert Einstein. So I was thinking about calling this, Sherlock Holmes being Albert Einstein, but it's not really Sherlock Holmes and it's not really Albert Einstein. So I don't know if that title would jive. But yeah, so basically they both have the delusion that they're famous people, and Albert is about to get evicted from his apartment, and Albert takes upon himself to enter a writing challenge, which is it's a contest, so he can win money to pay for his apartment. But in Sherlock Holmes and Albert Einstein, none of them are based on me. All the characters are only over 50 years old. Um, and I was really disappointed with Oppenheimer because Oppenheimer used a lot of people who are famous geniuses. And I don't really feel like Oppenheimer really did either Albert Einstein or John Oppenheimer. I don't think it really captured their brilliance and their genius. It did a pretty good job of of going into Oppenheimer's reasons why he was so trepidatious about making a nuclear bomb, which anybody would be. But I mean, Albert Einstein was in there for a few seconds, and Albert Einstein. If you're gonna have Albert Einstein or like some super genius in your movie, you got to have them say something pithy. You got to have them say something like memorable. Like there was no memorable quotes, there was no memorable lines, there was no Albert Einstein said such and such. And I'm really trying to correct that with my movie, with my play, which is I'm a Genius, You're a Genius. They should have shown the bomb scene. Yeah. Yeah, that would be good. Quattro, I'm not sure, but I think Christopher Nolan said he actually detonated a small nuclear bomb in the desert. I think that was one of the big things in the movie. Let me go to Mercenary Man. Marvel MCU should just be sidelined for a few years and then reboot it. And Mercenary Man brings up a good point, and this is one of the things that I want to talk about. That happened in the movie. All right, yeah. So, Mercenary Man brings up a good point, and this is a point I want to tackle and talk. That's the bomb we see. Yeah. Mercenary Man brings up a good point, and I want to talk about this. A lot of people are asking, do you think superhero movies will ever die out? And I am of this opinion. My opinion is that no, superhero movies will not die out. Superhero movies are going to end up like the Western or the vampire pick, like Westerns were really huge in like the 50s and 60s, and in the 50s and 60s there are like millions of westerns out there, and I definitely think that superhero movies aren't going to go away, but you're going to see drastically a lot less of them. And over the years, it's you're going to see a lot less of them. Like, like we probably got like 10 or 11 this year. I think going forward, unless there is some big, huge revolutionary movie that revolutionizes superhero movies, I think, in the future, coming years, there's probably only going to be like maybe 4, 5, 6 superhero movies made a year. They're not going to go away completely, but you're going to see less of them. And again, there might be a big, huge superhero movie that totally reinvents the franchise and the genre. But until that happens, I think you're going to see it's not going to go away, but there's going to be less and less superhero movies going forward. Definitely. They made it pretty clear in Oppenheimer that Einstein was a giant who was standing that who they were standing on was, but he was kind of done. Yeah. You know, for my play, I'm a genius, you're a genius. I actually researched Einstein quite a bit. And it's funny is the more and more I learned about Einstein, the kind of like less respect I had for him because he did a lot of really questionable things in his life. Like number one, he cheated on his wife multiple times, and one of those women was his cousin. I was like, oh, holy shit! And then he made his wife sign a contract. Uh, he made one of his wives sign a contract, and the contract was like, "You will not argue with me. If I say the argument is done, you will go away with no protest. I will have 3 meals served in my bedroom promptly at this time, this time, this time." I was like, "Holy shit, he was really anal," you know. But yeah, the more I researched Einstein, the more I didn't like him. Um, in the beginning, I for a long time I thought Einstein was celibate. I didn't even know he had a wife or multiple wives, and yeah, he actually. Again, the more and more I learned about him, I kind of like started to not admire him as much. I thought he was celibate. I really did. I thought, he didn't have a wife. I thought he was just like this loner who was like a genius, playing the violin in his living room. But no, that's not it at all. And a lot of people say that Einstein was slow as a child. That actually was not true. The reason he appeared slow is that he was figuring out new ways to solve the math equations. And later on, during his high school and college years, he did exceptionally well. And again, the reason that he was going slow is he was like, oh, I could solve it this way. I could do this way, this way. Oh, let me try this way. I'm going to figure out doing it this. So, yeah, he actually was not slow. He was actually brainstorming new ways to solve the math problems. That's why it took him such a long time to do his work. And a lot of people denigrate Albert Einstein because they say he was a patent clerk. Well, like a lot of people don't understand how hard patent clerk work is, because basically to get a job as a patent clerk, you have to figure out, oh, this machine actually works, or yes, this machine is actually viable. Like, you had to actually verify that this invention was not a piece of crap and actually worked. It was not an easy job. It wasn't like Albert Einstein was just like recording stuff in a notebook and, giving a little rubber stamp on it. Like, patent clerk job is actually a really tough job. It's not like, you can't be an idiot and be a patent clerk. I bet Stephen Hawking didn't cheat. I don't think Stephen Hawking cheated. Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about on his wife. Yeah. I don't know about Stephen Hawking. I know very little about him. Yeah. Albert Einstein had a lot of questionable activities in his early years. And one of the things, Albert Einstein actually had like two or three sons and daughters, and his son was very critical of Albert Einstein. He said Albert Einstein never gave up on any project. The only project he ever gave up on was me. I was like, ooh, damn, that's juicy and horrible at the same time. I think the criticism of him as a patent clerk is that he stole ideas. I don't know about that. I don't remember that, but that could be true. But yeah, just like, oh damn, sorry, Quattro. Uh, yeah, so participating in NaNoWriMo right now. Again, I got a lot of stuff going on, and then again, the key to NaNoWriMo is to write 1,667 words a day. And that sounds like a lot. People are impressed when I say that. It's not actually a lot. Like 800 words is only essentially about 2 pages worth of material. It's not a lot. Like 1,667, that's like, maybe 4 or 5 pages a day. It's not. And, the secret to writing 1,667 words a day is to break it up into small chunks and take long breaks. Like essentially 1,667, that's 400, that's 4 spurts of 400. So what you do is you sit down at your desk, write 400 words, take an hour long break, then write another 400 words, take an hour long break, write another 400 words, take an hour long break, and then write 400 words and you're done. Like 800 words is actually not that much. I'm sure anybody in the chat could definitely do it. I'm sure Quattro could do it. Tyler could do it. You all could definitely do it. And again, November is National Novel Writing Month. And there was this book called No Plot, No Problem. And in the book, it has a contract that you sign and, you hold yourself accountable and, you do all this. And again, it's really not that many words. You all could probably do it easier than you think you could. I don't think you did. It's just an internet rumor. Nut says I can do a NaNoWriMo next month. Yeah, Quattro, you can do NaNoWriMo any month. The reason that they do November as National Novel Writing Month is because November is one of the months that has 30 days in it. So basically, what you do is you write 1,667 words every day. And then if you do that every day for 30 days, that's 50,010 words. So 50,000 is a short novel. It's not like a huge novel, but it is a novel. And I don't remember, but I think Every Day as Magic was a NaNoWriMo challenge that I did. I mean, it's funny is like I can't really remember putting like working on Every Day is Magic, which is weird because I wrote a book on memory, but I can't remember like the process and me bringing in pages to my writers group. I don't really remember it, and that's one of the reasons techniques in the first place is because I forget a lot of stuff. You know, uh, I just wrote 4 page book report on Tom Sawyer. Yeah. So, and that 4 page book report was probably around like probably around 1,000 words. So, you can go into your little word processor and you can hit review and it'll tell you how many words and how many characters and how many paragraphs. Am I going in and out because I can see my I I can see my computer futzing up. Am I coming out okay? Am I looks like my internet's gone bad. I'm gonna type this in the chat. Let me type this in here. Yeah. Hold on. I think I'm gonna